again. I probably should attend one again. So I can get a refresh on all that. Yeah, I need to get a refresh on all that anyway. But yeah. Yeah, no, I kind of regret buying one now because they're going to be giving them out. That sucks. I fucked up. I might try to sell it back to the guy. Say, hey, can I get my money back and take the canteen? Yeah, yeah. They apparently one of the officers, I think the undersheriff went and farmed a bunch of iron, and one of the friends of the department said he's going to craft a bunch for us. Yep. That's why sometimes you just wait, and there you go. That's what I get for being impatient. But not a big deal. They were 80, 85, yeah. Yeah, so not bad, but free is better. Yep. Um, well, let me see. Let me look at this training thing. Let me see if I can at least knock out like telegrams and stuff like that with you before I up here in a little bit. This stuff. Huh? And why is there nothing on documents? Are weird. I'm gonna have to. Why do we have two different things and one of them seems incomplete? I mean, I think this is. I got the old one, but um, I don't know. It's very bizarre. What was that, Sam? What was the other one? I didn't notice. Oh no, it was cows was the thing because they started you on all the bookwork on cows. They went through all the verbal stuff. You just haven't done the practical stuff, which is just sort of practicing a little bit of fisticuffs, grapples, disarming people. Pretty sure that's what they mean on that. The telegram stuff is pretty straightforward. I think I can kind of go over that with you and then get some samples. Try to check you off on at least this one real quick before I have to do anything else. Again, I'll probably cut it off eventually, but I'm having fun with my little rat tail here. Yeah, I know what you mean. All right. I on a little adventure. Yeah. Okay, so Sam, you see in the newspaper under the what's it called? In character telegrams. There's only three currently that we're dealing with. It's actually pretty easy at the moment. That stuff. In the jobs paper. Here, come here. Let's go over here on the training scaffold. All right. So look in the newspaper real quick and check. I could just whisper this. There we go. And then look under in character telegrams. You see that section? Now, again, here's what apparently is happening. Our telegram system is going to be moving something going to be moving to something that we're going to be mostly doing here at the office. So this was still apparently going to be somewhat temporary and stopgap till they get all the paperwork sorted on that one. But for now, there's only the three. As you can see, there's only three sections in there. Law to law is exactly that. It's communicating from where you're at, from you personally, or if an officer says, hey, send a telegram, you're going to be sending it from wherever you're located, which is usually going to be a sheriff's office. Occasionally, it could be a telegraph office at a train station or potentially a doctor's office. And there's some formatting involved, which I'll tell you about. But if you look in there right now, you'll see that mostly, for example, law to law is used for just interdepartment communications. If you need to talk to anyone inside um, WSO or potentially outside the ESO, this is where you do that. And just try to be mindful about just, the most of the time for you as assistant deputy, it's going to be, you wake up, you haven't seen anyone in a little while, and you're trying to catch up to the patrol, and you see that there's plenty clocked in, but you don't see any in the town you're at. Might eventually want to alert everyone to your location by, sending something out that says, hey, woke up, haven't found anyone in town yet, would like to link up with a patrol so I can go on duty. Especially if you're by yourself as assistant, you can't really clock in without supervision usually. Yeah, well, and again, if you listen, if you're by yourself and you clock in, look around a while. If you don't see anyone, go back in your civic clothes and clock out. It's not like it's just really not supposed to be unsupervised as a assistant deputy. You need supervision until you get your tie upgrade and your first promotion to the green tie. Um, it's mostly a safety and it's just a training gap until you have all your training in. They really need you to, Oh, and you can, and you can. In worst case, based on what you're seeing in the telegrams, I'd say if you're in the sheriff office and you're studying, you know, for your retention test and or at least being potentially, keep an eye on things for a few minutes. Yeah, go ahead and clock in for a few minutes, but don't abuse it. If you don't hear back from anyone in a while, go ahead and just clock out and either go into your civies or you can still wait in the department office if you want. Um, that's kind of up to you, whatever you want to do on that regard. But usually it's pretty easy to coordinate. You'll see, and you'll notice. In fact, you can even look into that folder for a little bit, kind of look up and down. You can see the different telegrams and the type of things that are sent. So that's the nice thing about the telegram system. You can always see what people are doing and using it for. And honestly, when you first wake up, you can look there and kind of get an idea where people may or may not be immediately, or sometimes. Obviously, it depends on the last transmissions and such. Huh? Yep, yep. That's literally Tala, who's the sheriff of ESO. He's pinging. He's like telling everyone, "Hey, where's everyone at? I need to know where people are." And they're going to start replying. Like right there. Let's see. Susie, yeah, replied. Yep, that's someone. Let's see. Where do they say they're in Valentine? So yeah, you're going to see a few people reply now over the next little bit. That's an example. That's an example. That's their sheriff reaching out to his department to figure out where everyone is. What else? A lot of medical. This one's a little trickier because you got to be careful about this one. We only use it for serious medical. You will understand a little bit more of that when you get your medical training. Just to give you the no-nos, this is not used, at least officially, and primarily for things like animal accidents, people having just, normal common accidents other than very serious injuries. So it's used for things like, someone falls off a cliff, broken bones, someone's bleeding, uh, very seriously, obviously things like gunshot wounds, but not technically, believe it or not, not animal attacks usually, unless there's severe bleeding involved. Like that usually means there's artery damage. In that case, yes, you can try, but you got to look and see. That's one thing we can do if you look at the clock in, clock out section where you hit the time clock, you can also see how many doctors are clocked in. You can't see who they are and where they are, but at least it gives you a number down there at the bottom, so you can have an idea of what kind of response time you might look at. But yes, there's a certain format. If you look under the little pin at the top, that's the format they use for sending the basic medical telegrams. Just the 4 lines, its location,